And I want to say welcome back and Happy New Year to all of my colleagues. And I also want to thank my family for being present as always, because we all know, sitting in this chamber, that the presence of our family and their support is what makes us able to do what we do. I obviously want to thank my constituents for allowing me to continue to represent the 35th District. And of course, I want to thank my colleagues, my wonderful colleagues who have humbled me and honored me with the opportunity to be your leader for this session. I want to welcome some of our new members so that you'll get an opportunity, hopefully, to meet everyone. But joining our conference is Senator Leroy Comrie from Queens. Senator Comrie is a former council member and former deputy borough president of Queens, and of course a real leader in the community. So we are very, very happy that you have joined us. Also in the same row is Senator Jesse Hamilton. And Senator Hamilton is actually a former staffer for now Borough President Eric Adams. But he's an attorney, he's an MBA, and he's a longtime community activist, and we are so happy that you are with us. And very finally, last but not least, Mark Panapinto from the Buffalo area. Another great longtime activist and a Buffalo area attorney. So we are very, very happy to have our three newest members, and of course, equally happy to have our returning members who are such wonderful champions and such great representatives of all that New Yorkers need and all that we are about. I'd also like to, while I'm congratulating, I'd like to congratulate Senator Klein, who's been reelected as his conference leader and certainly in your role here. And I want to take an opportunity to congratulate Senator Skelos. You have an awesome task of leading this great House, and I just want you to know that the Senate Democrats stand ready to work with you, because now's the time for us to come together. You know, elections are always a restart button. It allows us to refresh, and it allows us to start anew. And of course, there are going to be times that we're going to agree in this House, and there'll be times that we will be vociferously disagreeing. But I think that we will all remember that we are here to serve all the people of New York. I want to also congratulate the governor for his leadership and of course on his reelection, and let him know that we are looking forward to working with him as well to continue moving New York forward. So many of us here were in Manhattan yesterday and heard his tribute to his father. I think all of us could agree that the words were truly inspiring. So on behalf of the Senate Democrats, I want to again pass our condolences to the governor and to his entire family for their loss. Governor Cuomo, Mario Cuomo, was a great man. He was a great governor. His leadership, his vision and ideals are what we all strive towards. And as we take a moment to embrace the memory of this iconic governor, let us do more than remember him, but let us look towards his example as we move forward this legislative session. Sadly, for too many fellow New Yorkers, the two cities that Governor Cuomo so eloquently spoke of in 1984 still exist today. But we have an opportunity to finally unite them. We can work towards making a more just and fair society. a society that provides jobs and opportunities to all New Yorkers, a society that deals with crushing income inequality, a society where everyone has an equal education, where it doesn't matter if you're from Elmira or New York City or even my hometown Yonkers, you're given a shot at the American dream. I hope this session will be about making that American dream a reality for all New Yorkers. And to that end, obviously, we have a lot of work to do. It's been an extremely difficult period. I know over the past few weeks, we had our attention gripped by cases on a national level, locally, the Garner case, and then, of course, we were faced with the tragic events that took from us Detectives Liu and Officer Ramos. So, to ensure that we provide those protections, we have to come together and get to work. We have to protect our law enforcement. And at the same time, we have an opportunity to make real reforms in our criminal justice system so that everybody feels equal access to justice. We have a tremendous responsibility, and we have work to do. We have to, as I said, combat income inequality, and one way to do that is to really raise the minimum age, to wage the minimum wage, to help lift over 1 million New Yorkers out of bone-crushing poverty. And now also, it's time for a major rehaul of our outdated ethics laws, including public financing on campaigns. We can make Albany an example of good government. We also still have to stand up for health and equality for the women in New York. We can pass a full Women's Equality Act. And again, to my Republican colleagues, remember that the reproductive rights that were first addressed in this chamber was under Republican leadership. And in 1970, 12 of your party were able to help Democrats pass it. We have to continue to stand up for women. We also have to help those struggling with addiction, including the horrible heroin scourge that's devastating communities across the state. We have to ensure that all New York children have access to quality education that they deserve, and that all of our children have access on a higher level for higher education to quality and affordable education. We have to make sure, in terms of housing, that every New Yorker has a roof over their head, place to call home. We have to extend and strengthen our rent control laws. And finally, obviously, we will be dealing with the surplus settlement funds. And we've got to do that clearly in a responsible manner that will help set New York on an even brighter path. Since so much money of this is from housing settlements, it's crucial that we use it to help create more affordable housing across the state. We also need to protect and expand our infrastructure, including our greatest infrastructure project going on now, the Tappan Zee Bridge, as well as the other roads and bridges that will, as well, we have to start to fix our crumbling schools. We could do all this while at the same time providing relief to local communities and creating jobs across the state. Senator Skelos, as I said, the Democratic Conference stands ready to help you and to help you, Senator Klein. And as I said before, we will support you when we agree. We'll challenge you when we disagree. But we will not allow partisan bickering to obstruct our efforts to serve our constituents, and together, we will give all New Yorkers the responsible and productive government they deserve. Thank you very much.